Me.
Oh,
Okay.
Hello, we are recording. Hello, we've got Lana, we have Christina, and we have little Marley with us because he's part of the story that we're going to share today. Welcome to you all. Thank you so
He is.
much for agreeing to be here and share your experience of the 2 Hour Tutor program. I love your story,
Thanks
ladies.
for having us.
Oh, we're so delighted. Um, you're a unique scenario because we don't often have partners in partnerships in the 2 Hour Tutor program. We've had them before. Yours is such an incredible partnership. And despite many barriers and things going on in your lives, you've managed to make it work. So I'm just going to ask you to sort of set the scene a little bit about your unique sort of tutoring business setup. So where were you when we first started working together? So what was going on in your lives back in December when we first spoke and you joined the program, and what was going on in your tutoring business? Who would like to go first? Marley?
I
yeah, that you
well,
more
I
in
think
your
we
life.
were, yeah. Well, I think we were two unhappy teachers. I think we would
Yeah.
also always talk about teaching and how full on it was, and sort of, I don't know, I think we were just, it was a summer's day and we were talking about, let's do
Yeah.
a tutoring company. And I remember us sitting outside with our husbands and all of us going through like potential tutoring names. And my husband is a designer, and he started designing a logo for us, and it sort of, that was the starting point
Yeah.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely one where we were just talking about the future. And, I had my two kids. Christina still didn't have baby Marley, wasn't even pregnant, but it was just thinking about the future for her kids and how it's the juggle when you're a teacher and you've got 30 kids and you come home and then you have your own kids and you kind of feel like you can't give 100% to them because it's a very rewarding job, but it can be very exhausting. You're juggling a lot of tabs going on in the head. And yeah, so we thought let's start tutoring. What do we want to focus on? Right, we both have this background where we struggled with writing, and that's something that we're really passionate about. So let's really focus in on that. And yeah, so at this when we got in contact, it was more because so we were tutoring sort of one-to-one stuff, a few
Yeah.
groups, but we didn't really know what the next step was, how to turn it into something that could be an actual business as opposed to a side hustle.
Mm.
Perfect.
So yeah, so that's when we got in touch because we just needed the help. We needed some guidance.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is incredible. So you were both in teaching jobs, you'd started tutoring, you were doing pretty well, like but you didn't want to carry on your own, right? That's the feeling I got. Like you were like, this is okay, but it's we're not really that clear on how to make this
Yeah.
more profitable, give you more time back, and how to market yourself sort of efficiently and clearly, and how to say no to people that you don't want to tutor, and also just figuring out your niche. Now, I love that you both experienced as kids, like that you had your own challenges with writing, didn't you? Is that was part of your sort of story, that you understand what it's like to be a child
Yeah.
in primary school who really struggles to put pen to paper, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We just in a nutshell, yeah. I moved over to London when I was 5 from Croatia. The war broke out, we moved, and I didn't know any English. So
Wow.
that was a huge barrier. So I was one of those children who joined late, didn't know anyone, couldn't really speak to them. I learned the language quickly. I think 6 months, my mum always said, 6 months I could speak
Yeah.
fluently. But then
Wow.
that writing, that there was still, that barrier because it wasn't my first language. And at home we just spoke Croatian. And
Oh my
yeah,
God.
so it was a struggle. I remember even sort of in secondary school, it wasn't really until I had one really amazing teacher when I think it was year 9 or 10. Um, who made me start to enjoy writing. It just felt always like there was just, I don't know, it was a tricky thing for me to do. Um, and then, yeah, obviously uni came, and even that, sometimes writing a long essay, I didn't have the systems in place in my head to help me, to support myself. And it was really when I started teaching that I understood how to break it down, you know?
Yeah.
So that was yeah. And then Christina had a similar experience because she's Portuguese.
Yeah, English second language. And I think it was like teaching sort of the age where we teach, like the age gap that we're teaching, that we're tutoring for the 3 to 7 year olds was like 7 to 9 year olds, sorry. But it was like, what about those children that just go under the radar?
Yeah.
Like we've got so much more children that got learning difficulties in school, and so much attention's going towards them, or the really higher achievers. But what about like those mid children that just need that? It was the lack of time. The ones that went under the radar, that went missing, that, you know, would see their book and they would always be like, okay. But I think we wanted to put a really big focus on that in our company, was sort of like making sure that they were seen and they were heard, because they weren't in classrooms. So that, yeah,
that would have
yeah,
been
exactly.
sort of going
Yeah,
under the radar, doing okay, but really not, you know, like finding it hard, but still because I was okay. And there wasn't, you know, it was just sort of, there wasn't nothing really put there to support me to become a very confident, you know, expressive writer that I could have been. But yeah, so I think when we were thinking about what age to target, we just thought, though, that's really when you can see that big boost when you support those children at that age, because they finish Key Stage 1, and then you don't want to wait until 5 and 6 where the time's sort of gone. They've already got these feelings in their head thinking, I'm not a good writer, I can't do this, I'm just not going to bother. But I think getting there early and giving them that confidence is so important. That's why we thought 7 years old is just such a great age to really instill that.
Could not agree more. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that connection between what you experienced as a child is really, I think, at the kind of core, at the heart of your business, and all your values that came from that. Like, you didn't want other children to suffer that way that you did. So amazing. And I just think it's incredible that you know, English is your second language, and you're now really confidently teaching, you know, English speaking, and sometimes EAL kids as well, how to break down English, really get to grips with their writing. It's amazing. Marley is doing so well. If he needs to go to sleep, that's fine. We just wanted him to say hello on the video, didn't we? So okay, so would you like to share now? Obviously a lot has happened, despite everything, right? You girls have done amazingly, because we've had Christina move back to Australia, where your family reside. Is that correct, Christina?
yeah.
And you've had a baby. All of this in the middle of the 6-month program, but you knew that was going to happen. It wasn't like, oh, suddenly this is happening. You knew these things were ahead. So
that was I think that was actually for Christina, another thing that really was there pushing her to do this, because she had that sort of, oh my gosh, I'm about to have a baby. What I don't want to have to do is leave him at home and go back and be in the classroom. Like, I want to have something, you know, that work-life balance. So I think that was a big push, but we knew it was going to happen always, so it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes having a kind of a big life event or big life change is the biggest motivator, isn't it? It's like, well, I've got to sort this now, otherwise I'm going to have to carry on as I was afterwards. And that's like a non, it's like an absolute non-negotiable, that, you know, I'm not going back. Brilliant. So in the time you've been on the program, what do you think's been the biggest shift for you? And that could be mindset, it could be confidence, might just be clarity about what you're doing now with your business. Let us know what that's been for you, Lana.
I think all the 3 things that you've just said.
All of them.
Mindset in terms of how much we think we're worth, pricing our product, not being so scared to say the price to a parent. I really found that tricky, because obviously you're competing with so much out there, people offering things for a £5, and you're thinking, oh, who's going to want us if we're not doing the same, you know, we're not matching that price. So that was a big one, kind of shifting the mindset to actually know what we're providing has so much value that actually what we're offering it for is a really good deal, you know. So I think it's that shift. And then just the clarity as well. I think knowing how we were going to go from A to B to, you know, having the steps where I think we just didn't, we had no idea. We didn't know what a lead magnet was. We didn't know how Facebook ads, not a clue. We didn't know any, you know, any of that. Like to offer something for free. And now I see it everywhere. Now that I know that, you kind of see how marketing works. You know, I click on the thing because you're giving it to me. It's a really good lead magnet. And then you've got my email address and all these little dots that I had no idea. And it's just been so good to have that clarified and to just know these are the steps that we need to take. So it's been for both of us. I think even going through the modules, we'd be having phone calls, or when we get together, even with Christina's husband and my husband, then oh my gosh, the stuff you guys are talking about, the stuff you know now.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. Like we were giving them advice and saying, well, if you ever want to do da 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 da, you can try.
Yeah.
So I think it's been, we've learned so much.
It's amazing, isn't it? How we're unaware that marketing works until we see the steps are being broken down in front of us. You're applying it to your business, and then you suddenly see it everywhere. Like, that's so true. You can see how you're being marketed, and and you can learn from other people because you can see what they're doing.
I think it's it's so good. Now I see little things and I'm like, oh, we can do that in the future, maybe. You know, like would never have even properly looked at and examined. But obviously now we are, because we know that there's a route to take.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely.
good.
That's great. That's really good stuff. So what part of the program did you find the most valuable? Do you think it was like how to create your program, like how to break that down, or was it the marketing and the mindset? And what was the most useful part for you?
I think everything was like really entwined together. Like everything sort of came together. Like we got the confidence to do a program. Like I don't think we could do one without the other, because then you'd be, if we didn't have the confidence, we would be like, okay, maybe this isn't for us. We couldn't do a program. But without the confidence, we wouldn't be able to then create something that we're really proud of.
Yeah. And even just, it's not just, I think it was also just the bit that where it wasn't just, it's just a program that you follow, the modules, here you go. It was when we sat down and we did a little brainstorm, thinking of everything else we could offer within that. So the mindset stuff that we can do, like the journaling, that, you know, all these other bits that we've now got. We're going to have audios as well that they can have playing, that Christina's husband will do for us while they're doing journaling or affirmations. And so it's not just, here's a writing program, off you go. There's so many other elements to it that just combine together. And obviously we didn't have a clue how to do all of that before. So I think before it was just a tutoring. But we've got to, you know, we have our plan, what we're going to teach, and that's it. But now it comes with all these extras that help build on the confidence. So, and that was our whole aim, just to instill that within children, that love for writing. And now we have a whole package that goes along nicely. But it's all so intertwined. You can't, it's hard to pick.
You can't separate out the elements in a way. That's so interesting. And in a way, like I think the way we see the program is it's almost like the foundations that all tutors need and deserve to know and understand in order to really lead their business as a business owner. You know, it's like the business of tutoring. I think of it as in that sort of way, that you know how to tutor, you're great teachers, and you've got a vision about how you want to help kids, but you need the other half of that, which is like the know-how, business side.
Well, I remember just really we had a conversation. I don't know if you remember, Christina, baby brain, but I remember we were walking and she said to me, she's like, hang on a minute, like what we're building is an actual business now. She's like, no, it's an actual business. And I said, yeah, you're right. Like before it was just the tutoring, and see, we were teachers and then we were tutoring on the side, but now it's the whole package as a business. And that's been the big shift, going from just being, you know, class teachers, not just, but, you know, class teachers and tutoring, to now actually being able to setting up a business. So
but see, even that mindset of just saying just teachers, like that's the mindset that we've been sort of mechanic to think that we are just teachers, but we're not. Like we're the ones that are developing these next generations. We're developing like the next, you know, president and doctors and like lawyers and stuff, and it gets so overlooked, and it's frustrating because we're not just teachers. Like our title is actually really important, and it just needs to be viewed by the world that it's as important as what we, you know. Yeah.
That's such a great, yeah, that's amazing. You're so right. The whole just teacher mentality just doesn't serve anybody, because, you know, if
It
teachers
doesn't.
don't feel empowered, then we're not going to be able to be at our best for serving the next generation, right? And I just truly believe all teachers deserve to have this knowledge, because it serves you for life. You know, you could pivot in any direction, you know, launch a whole new business in a completely different, you know, area if you have those
the skill set.
Yeah, so that's incredible. So where do you feel you are now in your business then, and what's next for you? What's coming up in terms of promoting We Tutor Young Minds going forward?
So we are going to focus on our workshop. We've created our workshop, and now it's just the marketing. I think the marketing element now, the lead generation, is our main thing, because I think we know what the program looks like, we know all of that, but now it's the actual generating of leads, the marketing, which has been a whole new thing we've had to learn. Which again, we wouldn't have been able to without you guys helping. So, and now, honestly, it's just been a huge learning curve. And I think that's going to be our main focus for the next month, like really generating those leads, like our social media, which, I do enjoy our social media, but it's finding the time to do it. But now it's kind of just sitting down and, like we were saying, like batch creating and thinking about the content and, running some ads. I think that's the next thing we need to really push now, our marketing.
Yeah, it makes total sense. And like, because you've done so well in creating everything, you've got all your foundations in place, you know how to get people in, you've had some sales calls, you've had some good practice, and now it's time to actually to you know, now that Marley's here safely, and Christina might be able to get a bit more headspace, and I guess the next step for you is turning your attention back to the marketing and sort of ramping that up to get those leads flowing in. Amazing, thank you. I have one last question for you, ladies, if that's okay. What would you say to a tutor or a partnership like yours who's in that position that you were in 6 months ago? You know, if they're thinking, I feel like I'm just going day to day, just tutoring and saying yes to anyone who you know, who can pay me, you know, what would you say to them if they were thinking, do I join the 2 Hour Tutor program, or do I just go this alone?
I would say find someone that has the same passion as you and do it like Lana and I do, a partnership, because we bounce ideas off each other. We're going to get further doing it together than what we would be doing it by ourselves. And just go for it. Put all your effort in and just do it, because it's been amazing.
Working as a partnership, I know I work with my sister, have been in business with her for 12 years, and it's incredible. We have, you know, perfectly matching skills. Like I can't do what she does as well as she does, and vice versa.
I think if you're lucky enough to have someone you can, then everything just seems so much easier. You're in it together. But then I think even if you're doing it, if you're somebody who doesn't have that, which not everyone will, and you've been tutoring and sort of burning out, I think I would just say, like Christina said, you need to just go for it, because trying to do it by yourself, and we don't have that skill set. You know, we're teachers. We've been trained to be, we know how to teach, and that's we obviously need that in order to run our business, but we don't have the business skill set. We don't have, I think, what you guys provide is that business skill set, really tailored and targeted to teachers, alongside also the mindset that us teachers lack, because we have the attitude of, I'm just a teacher, you know, this is it for me. I don't know what else I can do, so I'm just gonna carry on, you know, doing the job that I love, but that is also really exhausting me and feel like I'm burning out. So I think
that's what it was. It was like laser focused.
Yeah.
The program is laser focused for this. Like we would do modules and be like, oh my God, this makes so much sense, but there's no way that we would have known about this if it wasn't for the program. There's no way that we would have been where we are now if it wasn't for signing up and actually doing it and having your support and sort of, you know, getting those check-ins, because we have developed a program based on your course. I don't think we would have been able to do it without it.
No, we would not have had a clue where to start.
No.
Basically, I think
No.
sometimes I think we tried to do it alone. That was our whole thing. Like, let's, you know, let's do some tutoring. Let's think. And we tried. We used all the research we could do, you know, use that was accessible to us for free, reading books. And we had that niche. We thought about what we wanted to have as the target audience. But you just can't go as deep without the support of people who know what they're talking about. It's really hard to try and do it all alone. And also I think it's one of those things where if you want to make a change, you just have to take that step. You just have to jump in and say, like, yes, I've tried doing it alone, but no, I actually can't. I need the support. I need someone to help guide me. And I mean, you guys have all just been so amazing as well, like not just you, like the whole team. And I think that's what makes it so great, that it's so lovely and you just feel supported the whole way through, and everything's so clear, you know, like bite size, so you feel like every little step is achievable. So for some,
and I even had a baby during it, so you know.
And here's Marley, you know, and he's fitting in.
And we were also teaching. You know, I'm still teaching. So it's manageable even if you're still in the classroom. I'm still in the classroom. I work part-time, so you can still do it. We were doing our modules just whenever we had the chance, really, because we got we loved it. We were just on to the next one. Let's see what else we can find.
It's just been so accommodating, and you've just been so really supportive during my pregnancy and like having the baby. And I don't think there's a lot of companies that would do that. So it, you know, really appreciative. So is Marley, as grumpy as he is right now.
He's done really well. I feel like he's ready for his nap, isn't he?
I know.
He is
done incredibly well. No, it's been lovely to have him and both of you. Thank you so much. And I know that many people finish after 6 months. Others stay around, and I'm so glad that you are going to stay around, and after the summer you're going to come back and sign up for a couple more months. That's because I just love working with you. I love working with you, and I want to see more of Marley. So there we go.
Yes, after the summer.
Yes. So have an amazing summer, and thank you for being so generous in sharing your story, because I know there'll be other people watching this who think maybe if they can, and they're on different continents and there's a baby.
Everything's possible if you want it enough.
Possible. I think you've just been a wonderful example. Just go for it, right? Just go for it.
Yeah, with everything. Even now with our workshop, feeling a bit nervy, we're gonna go for it.
You've got this, and it's so nice that you've got each other as well. That's just incredible. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm going to end the recording now, so that Marley can have his nap, and I will see you again. I'll see you again in September. So thank you so much.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, Marley.
Bye.
Bye.